What's up, YouTube? Hudson Fan 15 back with Mailday from Tops. Had to go to the FedEx Ground depot, not that far away from where our good friend Devs30 lives, up there in Wally World, and pick this bad boy up. Happy National Cheeseburger Day to everyone. Thank you, Micah, for that useless piece of knowledge, but ended up having one at the Sonic that's up there, which is pretty much the only one in the area right now, but we understand that there is going to be others. Okay, so we got a padded mailer inside a padded mailer, Department of Redundancy Department. Alright. Try to see if I can preserve this a little bit and be able to use this as packing material for future card sales. Now, what ended up happening was after my last conversation with with Vincent at Tops, he said he was going to be sending me to another gentleman, and that other gentleman never reached out to me, never responded to my email. So I went back to Vincent this week, and I said, you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. Now what? And he came back with an increased offer from the previous offer that he had made as the compensation. And, well, actually, that's not it. So this is going to be real interesting because it's already not one of the cards that he said he was going to send. He had given me 2 cards as options, and to handle both the replacements, and I took him up on it. And now I'm going to have to look to see if the one that he did actually send here is valued more, equal to, or less. Now, at least that one's right. And more equal to or less than the card that he said he was going to send. So the 2 cards promised, the first one was one of the, I guess there's something called a Lucky 100 auto in Bowman. I have the slightest idea. But, and it was going to be a Jonas Cespedes, the outfielder for the Oakland Athletics, but instead we've got here is a 2000 and boy, that's tiny. I think it's 12. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. On card, Manny Machado, rookie autograph. So again, it is my hope that when I look this up, that it is going to be more than the Cespedes, or like I said, equal to. And it's going to be very disappointing to Micah, who had said if there was a Cespedes, that he might be interested in doing something for it. Let's see here. Oh, he has one in 13 too, huh? 2010 it looks like this is. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess that's a little more. Yeah, these sell for a decent clip. Okay. I'm okay with that. Again, this is yet another instance of a promise being made and trying to resolve things amicably with folks, and it just not going exactly, not effective communication, etc., etc. So that's a little disheartening, but well, I'll take it. Again, it's at this point, because now I've decided to go on this hiatus, and part of it is due to the frustration of this whole process. That I've just about had it. So with them and with feeling like I'm getting jerked around and whatever else. So I'm just walking away for a bit until I can get my Zen back. And the card that he added to the offer, that he did say, and it is the actual card promise that made it here. This one is a 2012 because they actually put it in legible font. Refractor Prospect Auto of, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, Xander Bogaerts. Apparently he's kind of a big deal. Apparently he was called up. I've never heard of the kid. I've been kind of checked out of baseball since Huddy got hurt. But when I mentioned this to a couple people, Adam, for example, that it's a big deal. And a little YouTube mojo, it is the refractor version, and it's numbered 77 out of 500. So shout out to Michael on that one. So after a long struggle and a lot of emails and phone calls and time spent and aggravation and multiple trips to post offices and FedEx distribution centers to pick things up, I'm bringing this whole thing to an end. I want to use this as a cautionary tale to all of you that you may find yourself yelling and screaming until you're blue in the face to get something adequate, or in this case, I mean, financially we're talking more than adequate, but I was talking about two centerpiece cards for the collection, two cards that, you know, if somebody said, show me the highlights of your Huddy PC, that these would, depending on the memorabilia swatches, would probably be up there. So the fact that they didn't come up with them, and the fact that their attitude towards the whole process, the fact that they basically expect people to just take whatever they're given and not have a real concise way to levy any sort of complaint if they, and rightfully so as consumers, choose to disapprove of what was sent, is maddening to me. Unfortunately, we as sports collectors are going to have to deal with Topps as the exclusive producers of officially licensed Major League Baseball cards until 2020, if I remember the date correctly. That's a long time to wait. That's a long time to have an agreement where you basically have a monopoly on the market. And my hope is that since they won't be otherwise motivated, because they don't have to be, that you, the collector, and your choices in your spending habits will dictate to them that things need to be changed. That there will be outreach through social media. There will be more videos like mine, if they choose to continue to handle themselves in the fashion that they've handled themselves with me. My hope is that there won't be many more of these videos, because my hope is that they won't continue to make it this difficult for collectors to enjoy the hobby. That, you know, redemptions are a necessary evil in their process. That it's not financially. It doesn't make financial sense for them to send cards out to be autographed, and then if they don't make it back, they just don't put them in the product. For them to over commit, you know, populations of things, just on the off chance that certain guys don't sign, to try to eliminate redemptions. I know all that's impractical, but I don't know what the solution is. And maybe the solution is just that every year there is a product at the end of the year that's put out that's just sort of like an autograph update set, where everything from all the prior releases that didn't meet the ship dates gets put into one product. And it'll be heavy for some specific players, sure, but that's kind of the way it is now with certain products. I would think collectively over the course of a calendar year, and even including some of the tail end of the previous years, you can fill out enough of a roster of players to where there is some mass appeal to it. And if you even want to, sprinkle in some specific cards that you can produce, and obviously not depend on redemptions to fill it out for maybe some of the top flight guys, just to sell the product, then do that. Instead of having one of these smaller releases, do something like that, or one of these seemingly redundant releases, or just sprinkle them in as part of the regular product collation. That sort of variety, I think, will build value into some sets that usually can come out as dogs, and hit the market and go straight down because of the existing content. If there was that chase of, oh, well, there may be this rookie card of somebody from last year's, that didn't sign in time for the product, that's fine. I don't think anybody nowadays buys product based necessarily on the sell sheet, that's released months and months in advance. I don't think that really. People buy the products because they like the way the products look, that there's previews of and whatnot, and I think redemptions should be reserved for just their top signers, and it shouldn't be seemingly every player in the set could be potentially a redemption. But what I'm going to do, and I appreciate everybody's time listening to that little rant, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send those two cards and then the dual Snyder Padres all to Adam J.I.L.O. And this is because I'm not on Facebook. And I don't know what the price structure is going to be yet. We're going to have to talk about that. But if you follow him on Facebook, he is part of this, part of some of these raffle groups that have been going on. And what I'm going to do, drop one of the cards, it's luckily well protected, is he's going to do two separate raffles for the Machado and the Bogarts, and there'll be one winner raffles, but once both are filled, he'll do both, and the 18 spots that don't win one of those two cards will be in a bonus raffle for this dual autograph as well. So you may strike out on whichever one you elect to join. I imagine it's going to be 10-spot raffles. Basically, it's going to be all remaining non-winners of these two cards will get the bonus of this. As my thank you for all of you who've watched me through this process, who've had some very thoughtful and insightful comments, and choose to help me on this new venture, trying to buy a house, because that's where all this is going to go. Right now is towards the costs we're going to be incurring over the next couple months to try to get this house purchased, and we had a couple of very good days with that recently, so very happy with that. And then my loan memory and / reminder, I'm going to keep it in this holder too, just so I remember, with this big hunk of tape on it, is this Hudson autograph there. As just like I said, as a reminder for this whole process, in case when I do get my Zen back, maybe I've lost a little bit of that frustration, and I'm not gonna say anger. I reserve anger for more important things in my life than baseball cards, but just their ability to sap the enjoyment out of something that I found so enjoyable. And again, this wasn't the sole cause, and obviously, I've got to prioritize life things and all, but I was going to find a way to make it work. And now I'm not really as motivated to, based on this. So, and that even extends to the UFC stuff. I haven't bought a single 2013 UFC card, 2013 Finest, that's come out, and people have sent me links to things, and I know there's a presence of some of the guys that I collect, and I'm just not motivated to give them, even through the secondary market, any of my money right now, based on the way I feel. But I'm sure that'll change. But I just, again, want to summarize that if you get these, don't be surprised if you don't have to go through what I've been through, if not more. And luckily, I've been able to do the research and network with people to the point where I was able to get somebody who was in a position to help me. And you may or may not be as lucky. So every time you go to hand that money over at that hobby shop counter or place that online order for a product from these guys, you might end up in the same kind of turmoil that I've been through all this. Maybe not, but it is more of a gamble than I was ready for, and I think any of us should reasonably expect. So keep an eye on Adam on Facebook for that. I'm going to link him in the description box. Thank you all, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. Alright, YouTube. Peace.